I was I'm the scat man. Um, what did I call this video? I think I called it "Dying Walrus Yelling in the Bathroom." Oh no, gas station bathroom. The giant. I actually forgot why I said it. What was it? It was gonna be called. I think it was. I think I called it "Walrus Yelling in the gas station bathroom." I think I'm just gonna call it that. Walrus yelling in the gas station bathroom. Do you want to take a guess of what that's about? That's right. It's about boomers. I don't know. It's just like it's just reminding me of that Gus Johnson video about just like boomer dudes that just like go into gas station bathrooms and they're just like they make it an extremely dramatic time in there. So I had to be very poetic for the title for that. Um, actually, I wasn't really thinking about like just boomers in general, but like I kind of think there's a bit of an issue with like I'm gonna say this without actually trying to like I'm gonna try not to be controversial or bring up anything that's divisive. Um, but I think it's not really about the boomers, but it's just something that we can learn about the boomers, and I think really what it is that I I think we just like suck at like detachment is what it is. That's really what it's about. Um, because like it's about like ignorance. It's about like suffering, and it's not that I'm trying to be like a Buddhist or whatever, but like once you see the bigger picture of things, like once you start detaching a lot and you start letting go of things, like you start basically progressing in the way you think, so you start to see the bigger picture, and the picture gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay. And I don't know if I talked about this before, but like there's this thing called the circle of life. And like I call it the circle of life, but I think the circle of life is that everything mainly works more like a cycle. Things like things come in, things go out. I think I talked about that when I was talking about like maybe was I talking about it because I was trying to talk about escaping NTR? Oh yeah, because I was talking about um about like relationships and how like they don't even last forever too. So you got to get used to change in general. And the thing is that like most of us are not used to change. Like most of us grew up holding on to certain things, just holding on to specific ideas, specific like wants, desires, fantasies, and just sticking with it. Like just grasping it, claiming it, and then just holding it on forever. And a lot of people are angry right now because they don't want to let go. They don't like they don't want to let go. They don't want the world to change. They don't want the universe to change. They just want things to stay exactly what it is. And they'll even deny themselves. They'll even like be delusional about it. They'll be ignorant about it because if you because it's like if you don't acknowledge it, then like you can still keep it. But it's like there's the most desperate effort to basically hold on to things that are going away. I know, I'm sorry that this is not really much of a funny video. Like I'm not really talking about something funny, whatever, but I think it's kinda needed because I think a lot of people are like, there's a lot of terrible things going on. And not that like this matters, like I'm not going to get heated this time. Yeah, like I'm not gonna get heated this time. Like I know some of you like want me to bring it up, and I get it, but like go fight in the comment section. Go like have a food fight in the comment section about it. Like whatever like controversial topic you want to bring up, just like food fight, food fight in this video. Anyways, um, I mean if there is a comment section, I don't know. Like I don't know if I'm gonna get that much amount of popularity, but we'll see. But the like, I don't know. I'll say this: like, I think I've enjoyed my life more when I've let go of certain things. Like, I probably would elaborate this later. I mean, you know what? I guess I can talk about this story, but like, um, but yeah, like, I mean, it's about dating, and when I was in college, like, I wanted to get married. Like, I really, really, really wanted to get married. Um, at the time, and so the problem with that is that, like, I get into a relationship, I'm like, oh, this is my chance, this is my opportunity, but then, like, then that person breaks up with me, and I'm like, oh man, I lost it. So then I have to, like, it's like up and down and up and down and up and down. So I was technically it was a situationship. It wasn't really a relationship. That was in, like, I think my second to last semester of college, and like we were dance partners, and like she was a dance partner in one of my classes. And we practice a lot. We practice a lot, and like we really liked each other, but it was mainly a situationship. We never really called each other boyfriend or girlfriend, and you know what I did? I decided to basically like move on and push forward the situationship. Um, and she said no. Like, she said no to being boyfriend girlfriend. And you know what I did? I just said okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. I accepted it. Um, and then I just let go. I just let go of marriage. I was just like, you know what? I don't need to get married. I don't want to get married. I think I'm fine. And then out of nowhere, I just felt just this immense amount of like relief. Um, just this super. I have never felt like this warm before and this light in my life before. And I know this is a bit more of a coincidence, but like it paid off because like the next day, this feeling carried on. This like really light, warm feeling carried on. It was like a very mythical day or mystical day. Um, and then like that night was actually dance competitions, and yeah, it was dance competitions, and like I did like around like maybe like 10, I think 14, 10. I did a lot of them, but like out of nowhere I get like first place in cha-cha, first place in rumba, first place in passe doble, first place in samba, and then there was another samba that was in, so I got another first place in samba. So I like placed first place in 5 dances. I'm like, I've never done that before. That low key is probably still the best day of my life. So like I've had like I had my Magnus Opus. And I guess I could have talked about this being your Magnus Opus. But that's the thing, is that like um that happened because I had to like I was able to go into flow state because I dropped something. It was like letting go of this expectation to get married was like shitting an anvil. You ever had like, you ever go to the bathroom and like it feels so good after that? Like the aftermath of like taking a big fat dump just feels so good. Yeah, that was it was. It was like the expectation to get married, like dropping that, just shitting out that expectation, that desire to get married. Getting that out was the fattest but most relieving, pleasurable dump in my life. Y'all need to take big fat dumps. It's worth it. Probably it's because like I'm too insecure to do butt stuff. And so taking a fat dump just feels good because of that. Um, but that's the thing. Like And that's the problem with boomers. Boomers, like, they have this big old dump. They have this big old, like, giant poop, and they don't want to let it go. They don't want to poop out the poop. They want to hold on to the poop. They think the poop is great. For some reason, they really like the poop, but they don't want to let it go. The boomers don't want to let go of the poop. That's the reason why they're sounding like a dying walrus in the bathroom, is because, like, they've been holding it on for so long, and they're struggling to still let it go. You still can't let it go. Oh, that's what it was. I was trying to say, like, dying walrus in the gas station bathroom. I had a specific title for it, but it is, I mean, they are basically a dying walrus in the gas station bathroom. I say gas station because it is like a specific, like an American, dystopian, like, setting. Because, yeah, back then, America wasn't really, I mean, on the surface, America wasn't really that much of a dystopia. It was basically a, you can work hard and get what you want, or at least get stability, a house, a car, whatever. But those days are gone. And we're like, a lot of things are going to be in ruin, but mainly because what you got to keep in mind is because people are trying to possess. People can't let go of things that need to be let go. People can't understand when a certain idea is actually doing them more harm than good. They don't understand, like, they don't ask themselves, like, this thing that I've been holding on to, um, what is it really doing to me? Like, what foundations is it eating at? Like, and that's a good question. Like, it's just like, whatever you're holding on to, you got to ask yourself, how is this affecting not yourself, but the foundation of yourself? Because the thing is that, let's just say, like, you have a Lego collection. Maybe not a Lego, I guess a Lego not a Lego collection. What is it? Let's just say, yeah, we can go for a Lego collection. Let's just say you got a Lego collection, okay? Um, let's just say you got a Lego collection. All right. And I keep repeating that. You're so obsessed with getting Legos, whatever, that, like, you got a really good collection. You actually, like, accumulated a lot of great Legos, whatever, but then, like, you also spent a lot of money. And so you're struggling to pay rent, you're struggling to buy food or whatever. I think you eventually lose your job because you, like, you just could not even, like, spare to go to, like, you couldn't even, like, spare to go to work. Like, you got to build all these Legos, you got to finish all these Lego sets. Um, Or maybe you do, maybe not. Maybe worse is that you work overtime so that you can go buy more Legos. So that you could basically spend a massive amount of money on Legos. Um, but like, and let's just say you even have a family, you got kids and wife and, like, pets. Um, but you're so obsessed with this that, like, you can't focus on them. The kids can't get fed. Like, the kids are not gonna get what they want. Like, or you're gonna struggle getting them what they want. The pets might not get fed, they might not get taken care of. Like, the spouse, the wife or husband, has to basically pick up after your shit, and then eventually they're gonna have to just basically divorce you and take all the kids and take the pets and everything. Like, there's nothing wrong with Legos, but you gotta ask yourself, like, how long, like, what is what is the point of holding on to this obsessive hobby? Like, I'm holding on to this for dear life. And what is it doing? It's literally just collapsing my own foundation. It's literally taking away everything else that I wanted. And that's the thing. I feel like I do think we're going to a new world, but I think we're still in this old world. And I feel like the boomers, especially boomers, and a specific group of people that I'm not really gonna say, but I feel like basically what they're doing is that we're at a state where, like, people want to stay in the old world, and they're basically trying to put it back together like a cake that's constantly, like, melting. It's like that, that one Squidward statue, that one Squidward sculpture in that SpongeBob episode, and they're constantly trying to put him back. And that's what we're going through right now. But I don't have to say anything controversial. Like that scene in SpongeBob perfectly encapsulated it. That's exactly what we're going through, and it's ugly, it's messy, it's disastrous. So like if you're angry and you're like confused and just like exhausted and stuff like that, or if you're just constantly consuming like negative content, because there is a lot of negative content on social media right now. The world, I mean, we're going through a collapsing world. Um, I like I recommend like just I know it sounds silly, but recommend like I kind of critiqued Buddhism and Taoism before, but like only because like people like turn them into cults. But like I do recommend just the principles of Taoism. Just kind of like understand that like it's mainly a them problem and it's not a you problem, and that like it is eventually gonna go away. Like the bad stuff in your life will eventually go away. But and I think the other thing too is that there is this thing called, I think it's called mandate of heaven. But if people collectively believe that good things will happen in life, that like that they'll be free, that they'll like that things will prosper, that they will. Um and even probably like live like things are proper prosperous. If you basically like acknowledge the downfall of things, acknowledge like the terrible things around you, and even speak up for it, but like also give yourself peace. Like you can do that and still live a peaceful life. I think even Lao Tzu even said this, like you should basically tend to a garden during a war. And that's what I'm doing. I'm basically tending a garden during war. Um be your own cathedral. But you also need to understand like you don't want to end up becoming like these people where you're trying to hold on to something that it eventually is going to fade away and it is eventually going to dissipate, and that's how people suffer, because that's where a lot of suffering and a lot of like even like villainy, that's where a lot of like bad things and villainy come from. It's all an act, a deeper inner act of desperation is really what it is. And inner like deep infantile desperation to just hold on to something that we believe is to be nurturing. And really what this just means is that it just means that we're codependent. Like even the boomers try to say, oh well, you just need to work hard, you just need to go, you just need to get a job, you need to be independent. And like you can't be independent. Like even then you need somebody to hire you. If you need somebody to hire you, you're not really being independent. You're being codependent on that manager, on that boss. You need somebody to actually pay you enough to actually afford a house, to afford a car and stuff like that. So no, we're not independent. Independence is a myth. We're incredibly codependent. And I would even throw this one in. That's the reason why we have I know this is actually going to be controversial, but the reason why we have a male loneliness epidemic is simple. It's because men have not did not grow up learning how to nurture themselves. Everybody can work a job, but not everybody can nurture themselves. Because not everybody was expected to nurture themselves. Not everybody was taught and expected to nurture themselves, and men were not taught to expect and nurture themselves. And so this isn't really about being independent or codependent, it's about being interdependent. You need to be complementary. You don't need everyone else and other things to complete you. You need to be complementary. So unfortunately, like you need to basically, unfortunately, a lot of people, especially men, and even myself, but I've been doing this myself. I've been like taking good care of myself. Like, um, I've been like, I've been cooking for myself. Like, I even cooked it. I cooked a steak the other day, and it was like really nice and juicy. Juicy James. because I cook juicy steaks. Anyways, um, I'll like throw my I'll throw like my blanket in the washer to like make it smell nice. And it feels so comfortable when you take it like hot and ready from like the dryer. So like I've been doing a good job. Oh, and I have a night light and I listen to like slow reverb music with it. So like I know how to nurture myself pretty well. That's another tip I'm gonna give you because I stop being angry. Like you can acknowledge that there's terrible things happening and you can post and share that. Go ahead and share things that do need to be said, that do need to be spoken up to, but don't focus on it too much. Put the phone down, cook something for yourself, clean something neat for yourself, like put like a big sweater or a blanket in the washer, then take it fresh out of the dryer like a good ass baked pizza, like a deep dish pizza, and mm, just suffocate your not suffocate yourself. I guess you could. No, no, don't, no, 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 don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. YouTube, I apologize. I'm not advocating for anything. I'm not advocating for anything. Just swallow, swallow yourself with the blanket. Just cover yourself with it. I mean, it's not really giving yourself a hug, but it kind of feels like getting a hug, like a nice warm hug. So it's totally worth it. Um, so like take care of yourself. But yeah, what am I trying to talk about? But yeah, I meant a lot of things are gonna change. I feel bad for the boomers because like they don't really like. Unfortunately, you get to to a certain subconscious point, or you get to a point in your life where you followed certain principles so much that I think you've completely dissipated your sense of self to it. You've completely dissipated yourself to this set of ideals. And the sad thing is that, like, if you've completely dissipated yourself by following certain ideas of an old world, you will eventually become those ideas of that old world. And because of that, the boomers will suffer because they will go down with it. Unless the boomers do actually get a conscious and start changing their behavior, start changing the way that they used to think, even for decades, um, they're not gonna make it to the new world. And even when the new world comes, I mean, most of them probably will pass away because the world is changing. When the new world comes, unfortunately, like they're gonna suffer and complain and cry so much that amount of stress is gonna take them out. Especially at a very fragile age. So it's up to you. Which world do you want to be in? Do you want to be in the old world or do you want to be in the new one? And maybe it comes back down to this one question that I kind of asked before, but it's just like, how do you basically live in any reality? I have an answer to that question, but I probably want to talk about it later. But yeah, I wanted to be even more chaotic, but I'm kind of, a little bit in a sentimental mood. It's like one of my favorite worlds, by the way. Like, I've never been to Santorini. I don't think I'll ever get the opportunity to go to Santorini, Greece. But I don't know. I kind of feel a bit of a nostalgic vibe with this. Hold up. I don't want. Yeah. If I go this way, I'm gonna collapse. But yeah. Um, like it's really nice. Like, look at that sunset. Hold up. Let me get a better view of it. Yeah. But yeah, yeah. Just look at that. Look at that. Look at that. But yeah. Um. Yeah, I hope you got something good out of this video or out of this like little yap session. Um, be nice to people because like they're confused, they don't know. Um, they're not used to change, but we got to get used to it because that's the only way we're gonna survive. Is that if you can't fluctuate, then you can't be resilient. So, and a lot of people, because they refuse to fluctuate, they might not make it. I'm not trying to sound sadistic there, but because you know this information now, you can use it to become resilient. Yeah, you can use it to become Brazilian. I don't know. Um, yeah, like shout out to Brazil. Yeah, okay. If you like this video, like you like and subscribe this video, and I guess in the comment section you could say shout out to Brazil. Um, yeah. I hope you have a good day and skedaddle on my balls. Okay, don't touch my balls, please.